What's poppin', YouTube? It's your boy, the Bold Wanderer, back in town again, and I'm just waking up here today in the United Kingdom. I got my morning coffee. It is tasting fantastic, and we're gonna watch this guy. What's his name? I've never seen him before. It's just one of them videos that pops up for some reason. It's a travel video. I've been kind of watching travel videos, and this guy, David. He's been, or he's going to anyway, cycle to China. And funnily enough, I had a friend I met traveling, and he cycled around the world. Absolute madness. But I think he had like a thing hanging on the back. He certainly didn't cycle like that, if that's how he's going. He pulled a trailer, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what this crazy man's doing. Yeah, it is crazy because if I cycle down my local canal, my ass hurts a lot. Like a lot. So good luck to this guy.
Okay, hi, I'm here in my flat in South Wales. It is the 1st of June 2024. I'm recording a quick video. I'm about to set off on a cycle trip. Hopefully, I'm going to make it from here in South Wales to China.
Okay, and we're off, and you can see I'm a little bit unsteady. The bicycle is fairly heavy. It's actually not.
It's just like, oh, that's painful. I think my friend's idea of a trailer is a bit better, but when you hit bumpy terrain, I mean, this guy's in for a whole world of pain. A world of pain right now. But he's also got himself 19,000 followers on YouTube, and this video's got 2 million views. So, I mean, could be worth it. What are you willing to do? This guy's willing to go to China on a bike.
Not so hard to balance at all. It just takes a little bit of getting used to, especially at slow speeds. So I'm just setting off here from Pontypridd, and on the first day I cycled across to Bristol to stay with my friend. The fastest way to get there is over the road bridge which crosses the River Severn, and there's a separate path for bicycles and mopeds, so this is quite...
I mean, how beautiful is this already? Like, wow, yeah, beautiful shots in the first 40 seconds for sure. Nice one, dude.
A fun experience.
Okay, so this is not particularly exciting footage, but I think if you're going to attempt a long cycle trip starting from your front door is a pretty good idea, because you can get your confidence up a bit and just focus on your fitness. You won't be struggling with any of the other problems like currency, language, food, or other culture shocks. And parts of the UK are really nice for cycling. I would say we have some of the worst road cycling that I've experienced in Europe, because our roads can be quite narrow and busy with some good cycle paths, but often there aren't many good options. In Dover, I was lucky enough to stay with a really lovely couple from the Warm Showers website or app, which is for connecting cycle tourists, so you can stay with like-minded people for free. And the next day it was down to the ferry port. Of course, I had to say hi to the locals.
Hello.
Taking the ferry with your bicycle is pretty straightforward. Queuing up and boarding can be a little bit stressful, but they do often take cyclists, and it's usually pretty cheap actually.
I've never got a ferry from Dover. One, it's stupidly expensive, so why would you? When I just fly all the time, if I'm going anywhere.
Just follow the motorbike.
Okay, great. I prefer this a lot to flying with your bicycle.
In the distance, I see a shining light in the sky.
Got some songs as well, got some music. Yeah. Looks really cool. I'm jealous of this guy's camera because it looks awesome.
In the rear view.
Many days rest, but I'm not sure I'll have much of a choice if it keeps playing up like this. I tried a couple of ibuprofen. It feels a little bit stressful because I tend not to like taking too many days rest, but I'm not sure I'll have much of a choice if it keeps playing up like this. I tried a couple of ibuprofen, it feels a little bit better, but yeah, doesn't feel good.
Okay, so I did take it a little bit easier. The next day I just did 65 kilometers. Here I'm cycling with Leonard. He took me down to the river. And I'll save you the scuffed audio here. I'm just explaining that there's something a bit weird with the chain and I couldn't quite put my finger on what that was.
Man, it's a long old journey already. Long journey. He's in Germany. Is day 6, did it say?
Cycling with Leonard, he took me down to the river.
It feels a little bit better, but yeah,
And he's in.
doesn't feel good.
Okay, so I did take it a little bit easier.
Day 10. He's going Frankfurt to Klingenberg and Maine. 10 days to Germany, that's not bad. 10 days back, like to England, that's about where I'd have to turn around. If I wouldn't have even made it in 10 days for sure. It would have been like 20, maybe 30.
The next day I just did 65 kilometers. Here I'm cycling with Leonard, he took me down to the river. And I'll save you the scuffed audio here. I'm just explaining that there's something a bit weird with the chain and I couldn't quite put my finger on what that was.
Okay, so yeah, we're still just south of Frankfurt, and I'm in the tent here on a campsite, aqua camping, and it's raining. This is the first test of my camping endurance, really. Camping is fun, but it can be pretty stressful and annoying when it's wet. I've had a shower already and I've had my food, and I'm just enjoying beer from the campsite. I discovered the half-broken chain link, and tomorrow there's a bike shop 12 kilometers from here. So if I can cycle on that knackered chain link, hopefully I can get there, get the bike fixed and carry on. Well, the chain has come off my bike. It's just fully snapped, and I've got about 6 kilometers to the bike shop.
Oh dear. I'm guessing he makes it. Let's skip forward a bit because I'm not gonna watch the whole hour. You can watch the hour if you want. Another time. Yeah, very beautiful. Look at the quality camera. I really want to purchase a decent quality camera. I mean, I got the Hero 10. But it ain't doing the job, I tell you.
On day 26, I stayed in this old schoolhouse in Bulgaria. I texted the guy from his number on Google Maps and he sent me the location of the key. It was such a beautiful old building and I had the whole place to myself. Unfortunately, I did get a bit spooked. Something went bump in the night and it was really hard for me to calm down.
What? The guy freaked out because something went bump in the night. Got agitated. Thought he was going to get murdered. Day 27. Khrushchevan. Looks a bit like... Well, yeah, he's out in the sticks anyway.
Next, go straight.
Bulgaria. Very nice. It's sunny, it's warm, so happy days. It's very beautiful, Bulgaria. It looks a bit like England.
So I'm up here in the, I guess this is a mountain, maybe, in Bulgaria. It's kind of mountain range which crosses most of Bulgaria, and I knew I was going to have to get over it. I've gone for a Komoot recommended cycle way. I mean, it's a path. I've given up cycling now, I'm just pushing. This is pretty steep, and it's, you know, not great for grip anyway. So I'm just pushing up here, and it's quite a lot shorter than the alternative road route I could have taken. So far I'm happy. This is an area where there are bears, so I've got a podcast on the loudspeaker on my phone. Weather's pretty good actually. It was rained a little bit this morning. but now it's not too bad. And yeah, this area is really nice. It's very beautiful.
So yeah, you can tell I was in a good mood here. I think I recorded, this might be the only bit of footage of me actually cycling. And at the very top of the hill, there was a monument to the partisans. Quite a sad story. Some resistance fighters died in a shootout. I think one of them was 14 or 15.
I just took my second tumble of the trip there.
Bro fell over.
Luckily, I'm wearing these leggings today, which is just because it was raining. Because it's steep, my front brakes squealing so much, and I've been trying not to use.
That shot, it doesn't look like that he's got a huge amount of stuff, does he? He's got like barely anything by the looks of it.
The front brakes as much, and I picked up a bit too much.
How does he charge all his stuff? He must have like a stack of batteries, and then whenever he goes to like a hotel or a house or whatever, just charge everything.
Speed, and then I hit this dirt sort of bank that was very unexpected.
It's very glamorous when you think about biking to China. Yeah, sounds awesome. And yeah, but it's a lot of hardship. There's no joke. Absolutely
Probably a little
not.
bit less expensive to do.
Oh my god,
and
look at that distance.
I think you can make a bit faster progress to Georgia this direction.
So today I'm having a rest day. I haven't cycled anywhere today. I'm in Tekirdağ in Turkey. I'm doing a big sort out of my stuff. Trying to see if I can get rid of. I went to the port today, so tomorrow I'm going to get the ferry from Tekirdağ to the other side of, I believe it's called the Bosphorus. I've been doing some hand washing of clothes in here. It doesn't really get your clothes completely clean, but it's basically better than nothing. So yeah, first rest day.
Hand washing clothes, that's nasty. But this guy's gonna come out of it as fit as a butcher's dog, as they say. He's gonna be so fit and healthy. Oh god, talking about dogs. This is the sort of stuff you don't think about. As long as they're friendly, you know, there'll be some that aren't friendly. Trust me. Just a bit barky. They're not aggressive looking breeds.
Well, there's a fog on the pond and a whistle.
Got a lot of music in here. I don't blame him because there's just a lot of road scenes. And
So these public taps are everywhere in Turkey. It's a really good place to fill water. I mean, I assume they're safe. I can drink it from them all the time. The microbiome enrichment.
wait, hang on a minute. He's just drinking that water that comes from a river. That's what he said, right? Hang on a minute. Do they drink with river water in Turkey? No, people generally do not drink untreated river or tap water. Or they go for bottled water. So I don't know what he was drinking right there. But yeah, I know they do that in like Italy and stuff, so it might be like fine. I just don't know what the source was. Clearly didn't die, did he? Yes, like the first bit of different landscape I've seen, isn't it? Nice, lovely rolling hills. Wow, that stretches far into the distance. Like sometimes you can't even appreciate everything on camera, can you? But that is stunning, absolutely stunning. Well, I'm gonna keep it. been up some small hills where I live, and this guy's got little baggage. He's got lorries booming past him.
So this part of Turkey was really
Like potential drunk drivers, potential like people who are just tired from working all the time. Danger zone.
great cycling. There were lots of steep hills and mountain passes. Now this may not look so steep, but trust me, Turkish trucks do not drive this slowly unless they really have to. This kind of terrain made the trucks look like toys, and a lot of them were coming from Iran, so I certainly felt very far from home.
And then hopefully I'll recover and rejig and rethink a little bit. What it looks like from the outside. Today's been very...
What an experience. Oop, time to wake up. What an experience that this guy's having. I just wonder whether he actually enjoyed it or not.
difficult. It got way too hot. I kind of panicked and bought too much cola and not enough water. And I think I've got about as far as I wanted to go, but I was hoping to find a better camping spot. This looks alright. Yeah, need to rethink, to be honest, because the heat really took it out of me today, and I ran out of money and nowhere except, well, the shop I went to didn't accept card. It just turned into a bit of a palaver. I think I have enough water to get me where I need to go tomorrow, but you know, I don't have enough food or anything, and this will be hard. A few days. Well, tomorrow will be hard, and then hopefully I'll recover and rejig and rethink a little bit.
I'm going to save you the audio again here. This stretch between Aktau and Banyu turned out to be really hard. I underestimated how difficult this would be. It's about 500 kilometers and I aim to do it in 3 days. The first day was okay, the next day I did struggle. And on the last day into Banyu, well, it started pretty well. These guys stopped while they saw me putting on sunblock in the shade of a road sign, and they gave me some water, some sweets, and quite by surprise they insisted I take some local currency, which was so kind, and to be honest, it was needed. Unfortunately, as the day went on, the temperature really overpowered me, and, well, I'll let myself explain what happened next.
Okay, so earlier this afternoon, my water got really hot, and I ended up throwing up, and just really nearly, I don't know, yeah, it was really quite unpleasant and scary. I think the temperature peaked at about 38 degrees, but for a long time the sun didn't go in.
38 is insane, and he's cycling all day, like all day, cycling, pumping, like sweating. Gosh, imagine being in the sauna. I know it's only 38 degrees, but it's all day. Like when I come out of the sauna, I am just so hot. Like I need to cool down, splash myself with water, that kind of thing. Like cold water. At least I got that option. He didn't even have the option. He said like at the beginning, oh, my water was really hot. He was probably like, oh, it just tastes horrible, but it's like heat stroke, isn't it? I imagine.
Yeah, embarrassingly, I flagged down a lift about 30 kilometers from here to get to the hotel and left my bike there. I'm very tempted to stop now and think carefully about what to do. Perhaps I need to just cycle in the morning. Now I'm thinking about getting a taxi out there to recover my bicycle. I think I should probably do that. I was tempted just to leave it there and get out.
If his bike's still there. Yeah, the guy is clearly underestimated that heat. He needs to chill out a bit and just, yeah, try and cycle at night.
But having recovered a bit, I'm thinking about maybe carrying on. But yeah, I mean, it's not good to rely on the kindness of strangers, and that was a very scary situation.
That's what humanity is about. That's nice, man. Like, you don't get it in England because people don't do things for people, you know? Like, when you're traveling abroad and, like, putting yourself in those situations in those random countries, people actually help each other. That's nice, but obviously he's not feeling that at the minute. So he's gone to get his bike.
Unfortunately, I started to struggle with punctures along this way.
Okay, so it's the morning after camping.
Gonna cycle back to where I was picked up in the middle of the desert.
So he got picked up again.
Airbed thing, my blow up mattress. So I could probably use those on the tyre, and I'm just going to try and see how.
So after getting the bike patched up and sort of being ready to get going again, I had a difficult choice to make.
Tomorrow I'm going to start cycling again, and I can't quite decide if I'm going to cycle back to where I was picked up in the middle of the desert and then turn around so I can cycle the whole way, or maybe just carry cycling on forward.
I'd just cycle on, honestly. Like, it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it's just that not being able to say you cycled all the way, but who's gonna know and who's gonna care? Nobody, apart from himself, probably, but...
It's a bit of a difficult choice. It is going to be 40 degrees again tomorrow.
In the end, I turned back and I cycled 189 kilometers in one day back to the pickup spot, turned around and then started cycling back to Bukhara.
See, he couldn't do it. He couldn't let it go. He knew that he would know. Look at this donkey. Jesus.
I really wanted to know that I tried to cycle every section that I could, and actually the cycle out there wasn't so bad. I camped at the side of the road, but the next day going back to Bukhara was probably one of the worst days I had, and I still don't really know if it was worth it.
It's basically impossible to cycle.
It adds to the story, doesn't it? But yeah, it's definitely not worth it for sure. And look at what he's biking on, just pebbles and shit, basically. And he can't go on the road. Well, he could go on the road, but you probably don't want to, right?
It's incredibly hot up on the road, and I've come into a storm drain underneath the road, and it's shady under here, and it's just about bearable. I'll have to recover here for a bit. This has gotten just insanely hot, and
yeah, I mean, it's getting quite exciting towards the end, but you know, I've got things to do. Let's get...
And it's been raining all night. It's worth mentioning that the tent is very good and completely dry inside, but I want to wait a minute and hopefully it will stop raining. In Kazakhstan, maybe about 380 kilometers from Almaty, I pitched my tent at the side of the road, and it's been raining all night. It's worth mentioning that the tent is...
He barely fits in that, does he? Look, his head's touching the side, and I bet his feet are touching the bottom as well.
very good, completely dry inside, but I want to wait a minute and hopefully it will stop raining.
I want to kind of do some camping, you know. I'm inspired a bit to do some sort of camping somewhere. Maybe make a video, of course. And yeah, I'm not a camper at all. I do not do camping. First of all, I suffer awful hay fever, and I will be sniffling, sneezing, rubbing my eyes if I don't take as much medicine as possible. I just want to see if he makes it to China. And then I'm
always cycling in cities. This is the most stressful bit. I took a day or two in Almaty to grab some bits for the bike. This seems like quite a nice city.
These places are insane.
Really, I didn't have much time to explore. There were some amusing things here. In the local shopping centre, they had a children's area called Lego Stan, which included a mock-up of Amsterdam with a toy shop in the red light district. Also, I bought some Sigma lager here with Comic Sans font. And after this, I was ready for the last big cycle up to the border crossing with China.
it's a lovely...
So he is going to get to China. Day 83. Well done, this man. And you know, I've been to China. I love China. Although I've probably never been to these parts of China. using that on your morning commute.
Like to have cycled all the way to Beijing, but with the pressure from the police to register and report and kind of plan where I was going, and this upcoming section where I spoke to a guy in a hostel who was going the other way, and he said I probably wouldn't be able to go on the highway anyway, I decided to leave my bike and take the long distance bus and then a 36-hour train onto Xi'an and then to Beijing. To be honest, as I crossed this desolate area in North China on the train, I just can't say I was desperate to be out there on two wheels. Food on the train was really nice, and despite the concerns of the conductor, I was enjoying a few beers as well. So my last day of cycling was a tour of Beijing on a rented bike, and I got to see some other tourist sites in China before flying home. All in all, I cycled about 10,000 kilometers, and I must have spent something like around £5,000 on the whole thing, including flights. But it could have...
Hang on, what did he say?
Food on the train was really nice, and despite the concerns of the conductor, I was enjoying a few beers as well. So my last day of cycling was a tour of Beijing on a rented bike, and I got to see some other tourist sites in China before flying home. All in all, I cycled about 10,000 kilometers, and I must have spent something like around £5,000 on the whole thing, including...
£5,000? What the hell? That is insane. I could do that tomorrow if I wanted to. Just about. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Would I want to do that? No chance. Well, inflation, come on, 2 years is going to cost a little bit more. It's going to cost a little bit more right now, but yeah, I enjoyed watching that. That was a cool video. Nice one, David. Good job. 2 million views, 19.7k subs, and if he can keep his YouTube channel going, he's doing well, isn't he? Yeah, so this made me realize I'm not using my free will enough. You do get trapped. You get trapped in your job. You're using all your energy working, and then you're spending all your time at work, and then you never explore these other options. Yeah, I get it. It's crazy how some people just wake up and say, yeah, I'm cycling all the way to China. Really cool trip. Yeah, it's madness. It is absolute madness. And I know someone else who did it, so we ain't the only one. People do that. Like, more people than you'd think. And the person I met, he wrote a book called Turning. Very funny book, actually. Some funny stories in there. Turning. Okay, it's time to call that one a day. So, thanks a lot if you've made it this far. All the best. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.